Hey guys, so NYX came out with a Wednesday Addams collection. I didn't know this was happening, and when I saw it all, I bought almost all of it. The only thing I didn't buy was a blush palette and a little cell phone umbrella thing that they have that they're selling. Otherwise, we're getting into it. We're doing this look. If you're interested to see how it performs and what my thoughts are, stick around. Okay, so let's start putting a face together here with this Wednesday collection. Get my hair off my head, just using a regular headband, not some padded bulbous looking thing like I'm straight out of the Victorian era. Okay, so first thing I'm going to start with is the contour palette. I just have a simple little powder foundation on my face right now. This contour palette is really pretty. I'll put the blush palette that they also have up on the screen, and it's meant to mimic the stained glass window in the show, and I just think it's absolutely adorable. The other thing I really like about this, look at all these shades. You could easily make an eyeshadow palette out of this. I will swatch it for you so you can see how nicely they go on. Okay. That's what we're working with here. I mean, really? I've already played around with these two shades. Actually, all three. Actually, I think all of them. Yeah, it's been all of them. Using it as eyeshadow. And if you're limited with funds and you can only kind of splurge on one thing here, go for this because you could use it not only as your contour palette, but also for eyeshadow. Okay, so they've got obviously a bit of a highlighter shade, a light contour, a darker contour, and then the darkest, which is almost a purpley. I've kind of been going in with a mix of these two in the middle. This is an e.l.f. complexion brush, just going in. Like I said, I'm gonna mix kind of both of them. You can see already with just a little bit of an application that nice shadow and the difference between how this looks a little more sculpted on this side than this side. How much did I... This contour palette was $15, and I'm pretty sure the blush one was as well. It was nice enough, but it didn't really, like, none of the colors in it kind of spoke to what I care for in a blush. So I skipped on that one and used that as my reasoning for buying the eyeshadow palette as well, because I was saving money. Gives a nice jawline contour too. And at the end of the day, all of this is still there. It does have some good lasting power. I'm pretty sure that's my own damn husband. I'm gonna get just a little tiny dab of the darker to really make it pop. These are all four very cool toned shades. So if you're more of a warm shade person for your skin tone, this may not be for you. I'm pretty neutral. I can kind of go with either, but I do prefer more of a cool tone look. Okay, so just for fun, I don't have a highlighter up here. I'm gonna take a little bit of the white and see what that does on my cheekbones. Oh yeah, you can see how that pops, right? Lovely. Now I don't have a NYX blush up here, so I'm just gonna go with the Catrice Wonder Woman blush and put this on real quick. Okay, so I've got a nice amount of blush on, and they have a highlighter in this collection that I want to mention. It was more of a blackish, purplish, dark. It's swatched really pretty in store, but it wasn't something that I would normally go for. So I thought, let's be realistic and splurge on maybe every single shade of the color shifting lip oil. So we did the contour, we did blush. Let's look at this shadow palette. How cute is this? Can you tell the hand? I don't know if they'll show here, but the hand has that kind of like a 3D sort of look. And this is what it looks like inside. I was thinking it maybe had a mirror, but it doesn't. It's just a sticker on top, and it says outcasts are welcome. They're all nice. I'm gonna swatch them for you so you can see. So this is this side going down here, and none of these have colors. They actually have numbers 2, 4, 6, and 8. Nice and rich, pigmented. You can't complain about that. Okay, and this is gonna be the other side. This is shocking. It looks white, but it's super purple. Okay, so we have 1, 3, 5, and 7. So those are all the colors in the eyeshadow palette. Let's make a look with these. Listen, if you spent any time as a goth kid at all in high school, if this doesn't speak to you, then you are faking. The shadow palette, in case you're wondering, oof, yeah, this was $20. Like, NYX, I don't know about that. You should probably simmer down a little bit. I am being drawn towards these. we'll start with this one. This is number 4. I felt like these had a lot of nice color payoff when I was applying them. When I judge something as having nice color payoff, it lasts a while for me. It doesn't go on patchy. It shows where I place it. Do any of you guys have an eyelid that takes shadow better than the other? I absolutely do, and it's this one. This one is difficult. Sometimes I think it's the lighting, but no, I'm pretty sure it's me. One thing I do wish it had was a neutral light color for blending, but that's the beauty of that contour palette. I'm gonna go in with that along the brow bone with that white shade that's in there. Now I'm just gonna take a little bit of that dark, kind of place it in the crease and tap it out a little bit for where I want it to be, which is just like the outer 2/3 of the eyelid. And I'm just lightly going across the lid with that same brush, barely dusting a little of the darker across the lid. Okay, now I'm gonna take back to the contour palette and go on with that whiter color, just a little bit, not even much, nope, more than that, and just highlight under the brow bone. I'm pretty sure a contour color like this is predominantly a similar formula as the eyeshadow, but I don't think it's as pigmented. So you might find that if you're going to use this for shadow, you need to do a little bit more layering than you would normally do with an actual eyeshadow formula. I don't know, somebody out there knows, correct me, let me know. What? I'm also going to take a little bit of that and just go right in here, brighten up the inner corner of my eye, see how it performs there. It's really nice. Okay, so far so good. And now I'm going back to the eyeshadow palette and I'm gonna dab into that, what is that, number 6? No, yep, no, yes, 6. Let's just take a minute to appreciate all the sparkles in here. That's 6, 7, 3, and 1. One more swatch, just the sparkles. Oof. Shimmery, beauty, love. Actually, which one do I want to use in this look now? I think, what did I use? I think this is 7. Yep. Dab over the whole lid. It's lovely. I feel like I should use more from the palette. So, I'm gonna go into number 1, which does not pick up. Ooh, wow, it looks like it does there, but okay, let's see what that does inner corner. I do see a little bit of a difference in the shimmer. What's on the majority of the lid is this kind of pretty taupe-ish gold sort of shimmer, and this is more of that. Ooh, yeah, that looks nice together. I actually really like that. I'm gonna take a clean brush and just kind of blend it in together. That's really pretty, but the thing is, I'm also drawn to that purple. What if I did 3 different sparkles? You know what? Shimmer, not sparkle. Gosh, you can tell I'm old. That sure is my husband out there. How do I not have a drink up here? Here we go. This is so cute. If you don't know, Wednesday plays the cello, and this is their cello liquid liner, and it's purple. Like, it's Raven. It's Raven is the color, and I just think that's adorable. They did not have a sample of this out in the store, and I'm pretty sure the package doesn't say, yeah, it just says matte liquid liner. So I wasn't sure, like, how cute is that? If this was gonna be a felt tip or a brush tip liner, and I hate brush tip liners because I have the unsteady hand of a toddler with paint. So what I was hoping for is being a felt tip liner. It is a brush liner, but let me just show you just how cute is that. I'll swatch a little of that on here too, and I'll try to keep it steady. You can see that's a nice purple tone. I've tried to use this twice, and each time I made a mess. It went into my eyelashes, and it's not pretty, but we're gonna do it again. Now, one thing I have done is take a liner brush, put some on the back of my hand like I just cleaned off, and dab the brush in that, and then go over my lash line with the brush because I feel like I have more control. But you know what? Let's just see what happens while I'm filming with you. Let's give it a go here. Okay, oh boy. All right. It's already in my lashes. It's in my lash here, and I sort of blinked a little bit and it's smudged. So I'm gonna try to go over it again. What is the trick? If you guys use a brush tip liner, what's the trick, please? And if you don't know what I'm talking about or what the big deal is, the brush tip is more of a, watch this, flimsy. You see how it goes down? It's literally like using a paintbrush. And the felt tip is more like using a Sharpie. And you can keep it a more steady line. A little bit of a wing here. And honestly, this is not negatively speaking about the actual product. This is me. Like, I prefer a felt tip and just have a hard time functioning with one of these. So it's not the actual product. The purple is beautiful. I love the way it looks. It complements some of these glosses I'm going to show you and the eyeshadow palette so nicely. It's literally just user error. Okay, I don't want to do any more on that eye because I feel like I can probably get away with that. As long as nobody's up close with a magnification mirror, we should be okay. See, I just, frustrating. One thing I thought would be really neat if they came out with in this collection was a mascara, but they didn't. But how cool would that be if they had some like really dramatic, like super duper extra black mascara? I think that would be really cool. And then if I didn't mention, the liner is the Wednesday Cello Vivid Matte Purple Liquid Eyeliner, and it's $12. You know what just occurred to me? I was just adding a little bit more blush, and I was saying how I did not get a highlighter, but I've got some highlighter shades here. So I'm going to take a little of, I think the gold. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take a little, no, let's be wild and take a little of that white purpley eyeshadow and see what that does for a highlighter effect. Yeah, this reminds me of what it was that was in the store that they were selling. It's kind of a purpley finish. I'm not sure there's really much of that showing. Let me get in there with a little bit more. Okay, now I see it. Lots of shimmer there now. Okay, we need to calm down because we can have purple shimmery cheeks. All right, let me get some mascara on and come right back to the lip stuff. Okay, so the mascara is on. If you're wondering what I used, it was a combination of the CoverGirl Lash Blast and the Catrice Glam & Doll False Lashes. Both really solid mascaras. The Catrice is really truly one of my all-time favorites. But let's get on to the lips now. So they have come out with 3 different shades of what they're calling a color shifting lip oil. And these are really interesting. First of all, cute. Look at the little thing hand on top of the applicator, right? Adorable. They come in 3 shades. We've got Nightshade, Thorn Pricked, and Moon Shifted. I'm gonna swatch these for you. These are interesting because most of the time glosses don't have a whole lot of pigment to them, but I feel like these are pretty pigmented, almost sort of staining. So they say it's got overflowing care, long-lasting shine, and a non-sticky texture. It's lip oil. It's a little sticky anyway, but let's do some swatching. That's what you're here for. That's what I am here for. And I've even already worn them. I thought it was really interesting when I was looking at these in the store. I was looking for swatches online, and the difference in color from the before and after on the models, shocking. Okay, so let's start with Nightshade. This is almost sort of a purpley blackish color, and I have found that when I apply it, I have to be real careful. I'm gonna do 2 layers of it so you can get a good representation of the tone. I have to be really careful because it almost doesn't apply evenly on the lips, and you've really got to pay attention as you're putting it on. So you can see it's got the big doe foot applicator, that cute little handle. This one is Thorn Pricked. You'd think it would be kind of a reddish color, but it actually, I feel like it goes on a little more corally than I was anticipating. But that's Thorn Pricked, and to be fair, I'm gonna give it just a little bit more for you to be able to see, just like I did Nightshade. There we go. These all have the same scent to me, and I think it's kind of just like a fruity candy-ish scent. And then Moon Shifted here. I thought this one would be super clear, but I feel like it actually is, it leaves a really nice pink. Now, it's not showing up much there, so we're gonna do 2 coats of it as well. You're gonna see on the lips what I'm talking about here, but those are the different shades for what we have available for glosses, and I feel like they perform well. They each have a little bit of a stain that they leave. Once the initial shimmer of the gloss leaves your lips with time, you're still gonna have some color left over, and I think that is... Let's start, we're gonna go back for the reverse of what we just did, and let's start with Moon Shifted, okay? Look at the pink that already is leaving behind. And this is the swatch. It looks like I have pink lip gloss on, but here when I swatched it and in the tube, it just kind of looks like it's gonna be just your regular basic clear type, maybe a little bit of a tone to it, gloss, but look at that pink. It's really pretty. I think probably my favorite and the most versatile of the shades. Now let's do the Thorn Pricked, Okay, so this middle one that I said, it looks like you're gonna be getting like a nice deep kind of a brick red, but it's actually kind of corally. You already see the difference. It's only the bottom lip that I have it on. Isn't that pretty? I'm gonna dip back in for a little more on the upper lip. The applicator on these, it's nice because it's a doe foot. However, I don't know, something about it just feels a little clumsy. Maybe it's when you're pulling it out, the way that the product comes out on the actual applicator is not 100% smoothed evenly across the doe foot itself. So this is that thorn pricked. The middle one here online, the model who is wearing these, I'm gonna put a picture up of her wearing this shade in particular. I died and am super disappointed it doesn't look like that on me. So now we're gonna go in with the most interesting of all, Nightshade. That's what I mean about how it comes out sort of not spread evenly across the doe foot. It's okay, you can still apply it, it's gonna be fine, but you just have to, particularly with this shade, be really careful in your application. See how it's kind of darker on the inside? As I apply it, the areas of the applicator where it's like really saturated on there apply sort of splotchy. Maybe that's a good way to describe it. Now I can spread it out. It's not like it's stained forever, but this is not the gloss you're gonna get out and just like put on as you're driving down the road, not paying attention in the mirror. You need to look, girl, look in the mirror. So that's 2 coats on the top. I don't know if you can tell or not how it's kind of splotchy. I'll go a little bit more down here. Smoosh the lips to spread it. This is another one of those quit looking in close-up mirrors moments because I am super picky. The average person you're gonna pass on the street doesn't give a shit. Really, I shouldn't either. We're good. Like, I love this. I love these lip tints. I just wish they applied a little bit better. So look at the way that it flatters the eyeshadow too. All of them flattered the eyeshadow, but I think truly this one the most does. If you need something that you're not really as brave and you're not so sure about the colors that are offered, if you need something that's solidly going to be a standard simple look for you, you got to go for that lighter one in the shade Moonship. That's everything. Yes, that is everything that I bought from the collection. So that is our look, guys. I actually do enjoy this. I'm gonna use all of it continuously, except I think I might see if a friend is interested in that eyeliner, or actually I may hang on to it and see if I can continue to try to improve my skills with that. I already own it, so why not? Plus, it's so adorable. My favorite thing from this whole collection, but I do really like these glosses. It's not that it doesn't feel sticky, but it's less sticky than more glosses, and I like and appreciate the tint that it's leaving behind on my lips, so I don't feel like I need to constantly reapply. It's a gloss like every half hour or so, right? And I also really enjoy this contour palette simply because, like I said, you can use this for eyeshadow too. You're gonna need to use a little bit more of this than you would an actual eyeshadow color though, but the packaging on everything is great. Even if you are like me and a maniac with a brush tip eyeliner, if you're a collector, you have to have this in your collection. Look. You have to. So thank you so much, guys. If you're interested in any of this, you can get it at, I bought mine at Ulta, but also you can get the whole collection online on NYX's website for $90. And I'm not sure that it's necessarily worth all of that. They have a umbrella shade for your cell phone. I'll put it right here. It's adorable. It's got the purple and black Wednesday kind of color theme going on to it, stripes. It's also got a hand. They had them at Ulta as well, and I looked at it and wasn't quite sure what it was. When I realized what it was after the fact, I kicked myself for not going back and get it. But I mean, that's not really practical, right? Right? It is a limited edition collection, so if you're interested in any of this stuff, make sure you get to Ulta, check it out in person there, or go online to NYX's website and you can see it there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, click like, subscribe, make a comment about purple and black highlighter. Are we too old for that? No, we're not. Oh, and also stop looking at yourself in close-up mirrors. Okay, that's for me as much as it is you. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.